Welcome back to Rayman 2 Part 6. Fuck it, I'm keeping that.
So, Stephen, after that, and based on the last part, we talked a little bit about some of the different versions. So, was the Dreamcast the last one released, or was it the PS2 version?
No, Rayman 2. I think the last one released was for the 3DS.
Gee, oh yeah, why the fuck was that also on 3DS for?
I think it was a launch title, question mark? Rayman 2 is usually a launch title for lots of things.
It was totally on... Is it on any mobile platforms?
Here you go. N64, Microsoft, Windows, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Game Boy Color, but not really because that's just a port of Rayman 1, Nintendo DS, iOS, and Nintendo 3DS.
So what game do you think's been ported to more consoles, Rayman 2 or Sonic 1?
Solitaire.
Definitely Solitaire.
Tetris, maybe. I think Tetris might... I don't know. What do you think is the most ported game ever?
It might be Sonic 1. Because that is on almost pretty much every console at this point.
Right, because like the different versions of Tetris, they are technically different versions of Tetris. Like the Tetris that was on the DS is not a port of the Game Boy version.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, they only, if they port their games to their own systems. You don't have Super Mario Brothers on Android. But Sonic 1...
Not yet.
Yeah. Oh, it could be Sonic 1, actually. I mean, think about it. It was on the Genesis, it was on the Saturn, it was on the Dreamcast.
It's Space Cadet Pinball from Microsoft.
Oh, is it really?
No, I have no idea.
It's on the Game Boy Advance.
The iPod. You could play with the scroll reel.
Oh shit!
I mean, it was on a Java cell phones.
Java cell phone. It's on all those crappy like plug and play consoles that they make cheap.
Tell you what, guys. I've got a list.
All right. Oh, man. Because there are lists that exist. Perhaps there's a list of Sonic Retro.
Peggle is on 12 different consoles, but Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is on 13.
Well, there you go.
So is Sonic 1 the most ported game then?
No, because Final Fantasy 1 is on 14 different platforms.
Really?
Motherfucker.
Street Fighter 2 is on 18 different platforms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're not thinking about the arcade game. Like, what about, like, Pac-Man or Centipede?
I don't know. Doom is on 23 different platforms.
Oh, right, because, Doom runs on everything.
Apparently, the original Lemmings is on 24.
That's weird to me, but okay.
Well, I don't know how accurate this list is now. Pong is on 25 different platforms.
I mean, does that count, like, here's standalone Pong, here's standalone Pong number 2?
I don't fucking know. Dragon's Lair, 29? I don't know if I believe that.
Why would Dragon's Lair be on 29?
Alright, yeah, I don't think this is completely accurate, because it says Tetris is on 65 different platforms, but like we said earlier, there's so many different versions. Game. Yeah, it's not technically the same game.
And technically, like, Dragon's Lair, like, things like the NES port, as everyone who's seen the AVGN video know, it's not the arcade version.
Right, that is just a different game with the same title.
I think that list is bullshit. We're correct. Sonic 1 is the most ported game of all time.
I love the Tetris theme song. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Dude. There was this, I remember years ago, there was this remix I found of Tetris, where it just played the opening few beats, and then just went, let's play Tetris, motherfucker. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I like Tetris. Tetris is one of my favorite games. What?
Well then, David, if you like Tetris so much, where's your fucking 50,000 word article about it?
Well, it would just be like, man, Tetris is great. Look at those blocks. Whoa, they're falling. But sometimes you press up, it goes down. Whoa!
I know your new challenge is to write a 50,000 word review on Tetris.
And it can't have any opinions. It has to be all facts.
Oh, man.
And you also can't repeat the same word. Ever.
I can't even say the word Tetris again.
No, you can only say Tetris once in the entire review, so use it well.
Oh, man.
Peggy, the amount of words that I don't know could fill a dictionary. That's That's one of my favorite lines ever from King of the Hill.
I forget who said that. Was it Hank?
Luann said that. Luann said that to Peggy. Because it was the Boggle episode, Gareth. It was the Boggle episode.
Yeah, Boggle.
Peggy, the amount of words that I don't know could fill a dictionary. It's just so fucking good. One of my other favorite lines, though, is when Dale says, I could show you how to make a bomb with a toilet paper roll and a stick of dynamite.
Stick of dynamite.
You're right there.
I am more than okay. I'm just still drinking my Zima. I put a Jolly Rancher in it.
You sick fuck.
Well, that's what the 7-Eleven lady told me to do.
So is that a beer?
Zima is a refreshing citrus beverage. It's actually, look, when it originally came out, it failed spectacularly because nobody knew exactly what it was. It's
okay, David. So far you've told me what it isn't.
It is. It's an alcoholic beverage. It's a malt beverage that's citrusy. So I think it wanted to be like, oh, this is the new beer, and it's clear as well.
It's called bee syrup.
It is bee syrup, yes. I stole this from Piglet, and I started drinking it.
And he said, no, please, my wife is sick.
He was like, yeah, well, maybe if you didn't spend all your money on bee syrup.
Did you just victim blame Piglet, you sick fuck? His wife is sick, you messed up prick.
Well, maybe if you didn't waste all your money on bee syrup and hookers, she'd be in a proper facility being taken care of.
By Christopher Robin.
Right, Christopher Columbus, director of God's favorite movie, Harry Potter.
Based off on his least favorite book.
I thought Christopher Columbus was Piglet's wife.
That's his first wife. It's easy to get confused.
Christopher Columbus got sick on the set of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and only bee syrup could cure him. That's why he didn't direct Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh wait, is that how the original Dumbledore died?
No, the original Dumbledore, Richard Harris, was Piglet's first wife. But he didn't get enough bee syrup, so he died.
Isn't it like Doug's first movie, Piglet's first wife? Well, I hope that Piglet calls Christopher Robin. I hope he calls Christopher Robin. God damn it. Christopher Robin.
I just want to say that Piglet's first wife is my favorite Disney straight to DVD sequel.
Right, now does that take place before or after the Heffalump movie?
It takes place concurrently with the Heffalump movie.
Yeah, it's like Lion King 1.5.
And Piglet's big movie is the movie where he tries to find a second wife.
Oh, okay.
To replace Dumbledore, who died from lack of bee syrup.
It's the same cinematic universe as Rayman. There are no references to it. Like, you know though.
It's
like, I've always liked that idea of like a movie universes taking place in the same world, but like they don't connect. Like I always thought it'd be funny if like the fucking like Nightmare on Elm Street movies were in like the same universe as like the American Pie films. Like it's just because most of the people in the world would not be affected by Freddy Krueger at all. So just the fact that a few hundred miles away from Springwood, Ohio, kids are living fine, while other kids are being murdered to death in their dreams by Freddy Krueger.
Oh man!
Thank you for coming to my TED talk. Please see yourself out.
Gareth, I hope that at your TED Talk, Hank Hill's there. He's like, we drove 5,000 miles to see this.
That might be my favorite, like, cameo in anything. We drove 2,000 miles for this. It's such a, like, what the fuck cameo. Like, why? Like what the fuck?
It's all in the same universe. It's great.
Oh, Miwa, I still haven't shown you the Mr. Sparkle episode. We need to do that.
Mr. Sparkle. It's not that funny. Calm down.
Miwa and I have been doing this thing where I show her all the racist things in American media.
All the races. So like, are you just showing her every single piece of media starting from?
Well, I mean, I showed her the this video's gonna get flagged, but whatever.
Oh no.
We watched a Bugs Bunny episode.
Yep,
It was World War II propaganda.
Which one? There's like 50 of them.
Well, I don't want to quote it. So.
Is it the one where Bugs Bunny just beats Hitler with a sledgehammer?
Miwa can say it.
Yeah, he says, Japs, hundreds of them.
I couldn't make out what you said, and it's probably for the best.
Japs, hundreds of them.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
I think Steven just found the title for this episode.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
You have permission.
Well, we have official permission though from a Japanese woman.
So Steven just name it there. I just put an asterisk. It's cool. We got permission from one Japanese person to name it this.
No.
It's funny because Bugs Bunny is the second person I ever heard use Jap.
Oh, Miwa, speaking of Japan, did you know there's a city called Obama? And it has its own bay. There's an Obama Bay in Japan, and I want to go so bad.
Obama Bay?
Obama Bay.
I did not.
I mean, I did. That's all I had.
No.
For the rest of the LP, that's the last thing Steven's going to say.
Shit. How many more parts are there?
Oh no!
That was supposed to be my closer.
Oh man, it's a good thing you handed the controller over to somebody else to finish playing Rayman the Lumman 2 number 2 on iOS and Android devices.
I wish that was the real name. Rayman the Lumman 2 number 2.
Can I talk about the first person, the only person who's ever called me a Jap before?
I mean, I'm okay with it. Gareth, are you ready to break new grounds in FTCR?
Today on FTCR, we are going to abolish racism. Let's do it, everyone.
Because usually, racists aren't smart. They don't get to know you before they insult you. So, I was usually called a chink because racists don't get to know you first.
Oh yeah.
So they don't ask where you're from and then use that insult against you. So they didn't go, where are you from? Oh, Japan. Okay, now I know what racist name to call.
Now I know which slur to use.
Yes.
I think they called you a Chinese slur. That's amazing.
But the first person ever, we were at a party and he said, oh, you're pretty sprightly for a chap.
And that person was President Roosevelt.
That person was Obama.
No!
Oh, you must have been in Obama Bay that day.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you mean the Chaos Emeralds.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
We were in Singapore. We were in Singapore on a double date with me and my wife and Obama and Michelle.
Obama and Bugs Bunny were on the double date together.
Oh.
And Obama was the first person to call me a Jap, and then Bugs Bunny said, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now the story makes sense.
Fuck, I love it because Bugs Bunny just starts saying, yeah. What the fuck?
He's like, I wasn't brave enough to say it, Obama.
Obama, why would you say something so brave yet so controversial?
Oh god.
What the fuck?
You know, Obama, you're pretty cool.
Surely this Let's Play is cursed.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's okay. I don't know what I've been talking about for decades.
Which is why he wrote 50,000 word essay on Sonic comics.
That's right, and he still hasn't read them. Can't just sit down and read the review.
Would you, David, if somebody wrote a 50,000 word review of Big's Big Fishing Adventure, if that game ever comes out, would you read it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, well, I'm going to write this. It's going to be 50,000 words saying David's dumb.
Just over and over. Well, it's a pretty quick read.
And then I'll end it by saying 2 out of 10.
You could call it Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3 out of 10.
Ah, the review writes itself. I love it.
Your game was fair.
Well, I know that.
Oh no.
No, it'll be great. It's great. It's got Big the Cat. It's got fishing. Look, one day when it comes out, I'll never have to talk about it again.
That's a lie. You're going to talk about this game to the day you die.
It's true. I'll be on my deathbed. I'll be like, you know what I did? Come closer. I spent 7 years of my life making a game about Big the Cat, but Ken Bender still never read my review. And that's when the nurse puts the pillow over my face. Yep. It's in my will.
What? To have a nurse commit euthanasia on you?
Yeah. Look, it's a living will until you're dead. So.
I was having a conversation with my wife Saturday, and she was going, Miwa, why is everything anywhere after Bugs Bunny?
And how did you react?
Miwa, you can tell us your reaction in the next part.
Okay. I'll write it down. Bugs Bunny, where?
You gotta write down a note, or else you'll forget.
Don't talk to me anymore.
What?
I'm sorry.
I can imagine this part will take a little bit of editing, Stephen.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.